Hello YouTube, this is Kelly at Kelly's Crafty Thumb. I wanted to get on here because I watched a video that I had seen from Angela the Traveling Crafter that she kind of participated in a hashtag that was started by Janie, I think is how she said her name. I have it written down here, but the hashtag is my journal, journal journey, and her YouTube is the Crafty Bookworm. But I guess she does some journaling, and also she's really into books. So I watched it and I was like, well, I didn't get tagged, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to kind of introduce myself with this hashtag. So my name is Kelly. I live in Nebraska, kind of in the middle of Nebraska, in a small town of about 236 people. Our closest big city-ish is about 32,000 people. And it's like about a half-hour drive from us, and it's only got one craft store, which is Hobby Lobby. So that's kind of my little backstory on where I live. I have two boys, almost 18 and almost 15. Oh no, he just turned 15 on the 25th. So yeah, they're only 2 years apart as for only like 29 days. But the other one, he turns 18 on Christmas Eve, but he is autistic, or both of them are autistic, but the older one is more lower, I guess, on the spectrum, if you want to call it, than the other. And so he's becoming an adult. So it's kind of been a challenge recently. But, so there's some questions that I have here that I need to follow along with. But as I'm doing that, I'm going to kind of show you kind of my journey of my journals. So the first question is, when did you start and show your first? So I've been scrapbooking since I was pregnant with my oldest. So it's been over 18 years. And I did that because I didn't have a lot of pictures of myself growing up. From my mom. A lot of my aunts and uncles and stuff, they have a lot of pictures, but I didn't have a lot. So I just wanted to make sure that I documented my children growing up. And it just kind of went from there, you know how it goes. I probably have at least 20 12 by 12 scrapbooking albums. So yeah. But when you go on vacation, you have a lot of pictures that you take. So you kind of want to include all the pictures, but trying to get them all in a 12 by 12 album takes up a lot of space. So that's where I kind of got into mini junk journals, or sorry, mini albums. So that's the second question. Did somebody inspire for you to make junk journals, and who was it? When I was scrapbooking, I watched a lot. I still watch her, Paige Evans and Vicki Boutin. I actually got to meet Paige Evans in 2021, and it was awesome. When I was out in Denver getting them IKEA furniture, I emailed her and she said, yeah, let's get together and have lunch. And it was awesome. Like, dream come true. Like, you met a celebrity. So, but she makes a lot of mini albums, especially ones that have texture. So, kind of got me into that, which led me down the rabbit hole of junk journals. So, yeah, I'm going to kind of watch or go through these as I'm talking. So, obviously, this is COVID-19, and I kind of stopped before COVID kind of ended, but you know, no one knew how long that was gonna last. So yeah, I'll just flip through and show you kind of a little bit of the details and stuff. Okay, so but I kind of started in 2021 because that's when we went to Tennessee, and that's what I made my first true junk journal album, was our trip to Tennessee. So, yeah, these are just pictures, you know, staying at home and what we did. And see, my birthday was right during COVID, so we didn't really get to do anything. So we just went on a bike ride. So, okay, journal style. So a lot of the times I like to use just old vintage books and just use the covers. I don't do a lot of like the soft covers and stuff, but definitely vintage books or Reader's Digest books. I definitely like stories, old children's books, the images I cut out of there. So that's kind of my style, and I like bright colors, just old vintage stuff. That's just kind of my style. Do you use a theme? Yes, a lot of the times I do use the theme. It just kind of depends. A lot of the time it might be just a children's book, or there might not be a theme at all. It's just all old stuff. So, kind of depends on my mood, or sometimes I'll do a bunch of, like, I just got done doing my Care Bear journals, so that might be my theme for that, you know. I just might have more than one. So, but I love old children's books, especially like the old readers and that kind of thing. So, how long does it take for you to make a junk journal? So it majorly depends. It could take between or about a day if it's not very embellished, or it could take a week. There's some that, you know, they're just pretty much just put together, and so it might not take very long to do that. So it just depends. It depends on how many I'm doing or what my schedule is. So I have to transport, because my oldest son does not drive yet. I don't know if he's going to be able to drive. So, and I work in the town that we have to travel to, so it's a lot of driving. So, yeah, it depends on the schedule. And that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to get, I would love to have a job that I can just do from home. And that way I'm more free for him whenever his schedule is for work, to be there for him. Especially when he's going to be graduated next year. So, any support of anything I have on Etsy or eBay, that just helps me support him. So, okay, so this is just a tag mini album. And my son, in October 2020, my youngest broke his femur. So this was his handicap pass that we had got to use when he was in the wheelchair, because it was easier for him to wheelchair, because he's small, and crutches were going to be not very fun for him. So we just had a wheelchair, and yeah, he literally cracked it in half. So it split. Yeah, that was a fun time. So we'll go through that. Okay, so what is the first thing you do when you start a junk journal? So I pretty much just gather all my supplies, like the book cover, or if there's going to be more than one book or just one journal. It kind of depends. I just got everything all together, and I put them like in one bin. And I might go through my, like, embellishments and stuff and have them all together, because I like to have them on hand. Get all my papers together. I actually have it that I have, blank papers together. I have this little, like 8.5 by 11, like the file things that have just the papers that you would use to put them in your albums. So, these are actually the nails that went in his leg. I actually have them above here in my, that's how long one of them was. Just a flexible nail. And he thinks it's weird that I kept one, but hey, we're scrapbookers. We have to have memories. So, yeah, I just gather all my supplies and just have everything on hand, and fussy cut anything that needs to be fussy cut, that kind of stuff. Okay, what style of cover is your go-to? Most of the covers most of the junk journals I've done are hardcovers, so they're all from like old books or Reader's Digest books. Reader's Digest books are kind of like a go-to, because they're like perfectly, just kind of a perfect cover. So here's his nails, and that was his doctor. And yeah, I don't know, I like having a hardcover. And I also like little golden book covers. So here's also from what I had to carry on me for the parking pass. Oh shoot, I didn't realize that I had that like attached. And here is his scars. So he's got one on his knee on both sides, and they've stretched quite a bit because he's grown a lot since then. So, I mean, it's been 4 years, so. All right, so here is my actual junk journal, and this is for our trip to Tennessee. So we'll go through that. And if you make soft cover junk journals, what do you use? I have, but like I said, I haven't made very many. And if I do, I use like, kind of like, I'm trying to think of the words. Words are not coming to me. You know how that is? Kind of like the back of like a paper pad, that kind of material. I use that and then fold it, and then I usually glue down and then eventually sew around with batting, and then I also put fabric on top of that because that's just, it makes it really soft and kind of sturdy still at the same time. So that's usually how I do that. I don't do very many, so but I have 4 Care Bear journals that I did that are 4 out of the 6 are soft covers. So so a lot of these, I did mostly a lot of scrapbook paper in here because this was like my first junk journal, like true junk journal. So so there might not be actually a lot of like ledger paper, that kind of stuff. Oh, I fell because I get really bad altitude sickness, and we were up high on a mountain, and I got a little dizzy and fell because I'm clumsy. So we got up to, there was like a waterfall at the top, so I was able to kind of wash my knee off a little bit, but yeah, that was fun. Yeah, altitude sickness, that's fun stuff. Okay, do you use ephemera from a kit, or do you make your own? So I have yet to actually download a digital kind of kit that, you know, they sell on Etsy and that kind of stuff. I find it, I don't know, cheating, I guess. That's, I don't know. I would rather use actual vintage stuff in my albums before I'll go and print anything. So, plus I have enough materials that I can do that. I don't think I need to print anything, but hey, we all have our styles, so, you know, we just go with our style. So, but yeah, I don't usually use any digitals at all, but I am going to start doing my own digitals because I have a bunch of vintage music paper. I have a bunch of vintage postcards, that kind of things that I'm trying to work on getting them copied and, or like scanned and saved. So, do you enjoy participating in prompt inspired projects? Not really. I did do a little bit of Meg at Chasing Retro, her Ready Set Stash. I did a few of those because sometimes it's just nice to be able to pick something that you can mass produce and then just do that. It kind of gets your creativity going. So I've done some of those. Here's one of my smush bennies from Tennessee, and then our passport for Old Smoky Moonshine. I think I have another passport in here from the other distilleries that we went to. So that's what I also like getting, like anything like this. I like to have my own ephemera of places that we've been to. So like, I know I had, yeah, this is an actual brochure from up on this, gosh, what was that thing called? It's like a Space Needle kind of thing, but Klingman's something. Klingman's Dome. But when we went, it was really cloudy, so it kind of sucked. But this is what it's supposed to look like. I was like, this sucks. And it was like a really high hike up there. And so yeah, Dollywood bag. I actually went to a scrapbooking store and got this Dollywood laser cut paper piece. Yeah, I like to have my own ephemera, like, and tickets, that way if we went to anywhere, any tickets. This is from the scrapbooking store. I also have, I do it, oh, this is a sticker we got. I do a junk journal of each year instead of doing scrapbooking albums. So I like to include any, like, tickets of, like, concerts we went to, anything like that. So I like to have my own ephemera, and this is a little wood piece right here. This is from the scrapbooking store. Yeah, some of this I actually got in Tennessee, so it was nice to be able to include it, like, from the scrapbooking store. Because in Nebraska, you can't really get Tennessee stuff unless you buy it online. So, these keep sticking together. So yeah, I like to include my own ephemera when it comes to my own, like, journals. And then I fussy cut flowers. So, okay, so how many junk journals have you made? I've made, I'm going to say at least probably close to 100, but I try and sell them as well and try and make a profit so I can, you know, help and take care of my children. So that's another thing that, and I just enjoy it. It just relaxes me and helps me rewind. So here's my other passport but this is the whole state of Tennessee, but we were only in the Gatlin and Pigeon Forge area. So I kept that from when we actually went to the places. But yeah, I've tried selling them at craft fairs. I have them on Etsy, on eBay, and I think I have a few on the Makers Market, which is hosted by, or started by, Angela the Traveling Crafter. I have some on there. But yeah, I just would like to be able to be home a little bit more so I can help take care of my children. So, yeah, I probably have made close to 100, but that doesn't include, like, these things. Like, I have so many. Oh, trip home notes. Yeah, it was kind of an interesting trip home. So, and then some of the pictures of when we came home. So, we stopped at a bunch of the football stadiums. So this was in Knoxville, Tennessee, and so we took 2 dogs. We only had 2 dogs at the time. Coder wasn't born yet. But my younger one at the time, she thought this dog was real, and so she barked at him. It was hilarious. But yeah, we'd say University in Kentucky. So that's the Kentucky, what do you call that? Rest stop as you're going into Kentucky. And then we hit this bad storm right here. Yeah, that was fun. Oh yeah, Louisville, Kentucky College Football Cardinal Stadium. And then I can't remember, I think there was like 4 different places we went to. So and so here is a little brochure for the Savannah Bee Company. Yeah, I like to, this one actually has stitching and stuff. I actually use my sewing machine too. So sorry, I'm just kind of talking. This is where Kingdom City, that's where we stayed overnight, which we were glad to get a room because there was a concert nearby in Columbia and all the rooms were almost sold out. We got the last room, so lucky. And there's my collection of the Smush Pennies. Yeah, so, and then I think I just have some blank pages back here. But yeah, most of these are scrapbooking paper. I didn't have all the stash of, like, ledger paper and stuff at the time. So yeah, it was a bunch of scrapbooking paper. And some of it, yeah, it was from the scrapbooking store that I went to in, I think it was Sevierville. So yeah. Okay, so what do you enjoy most about junk journaling? So, I'm really big into history. And so anything that is history related, I love it. And that junk journaling has started me on collecting some actual history related ephemera too. And so I also get things on auctions and I sell that as well. That's also another way for profit. But I like being able to find all these cool vintage items. Like finding a book from 1865. Like, I don't know. I can't explain it, but so it's a joy of crafting and thrifting and history all kind of rolled in one. And there's just no rules. Like, you can just kind of do whatever. Put whatever you want in a journal and then just memory keeping, of course, because who knows what my kids are going to do after I die. Like, what are they going to do with all my stuff? But I just love memory keeping and looking back and what we've been to, you know. Oh, that's a Klingman stone. And it helps just relieve the stress. And, you know, a lot of the times I watch history while I'm also crafting, or stuff about serial killers, you know, you never know. But it just calms me, and just, I love it. So, okay, so that was the last of the questions. If you have any other questions for me, or if you want to know anything, check out my eBay or anything like that. I'm going to leave some stuff or some links down in the description below. And tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to anybody that celebrates, and I hope you have a good one spending time with your family, or crafting, or whichever way you want to spend your Thanksgiving. And we will see you on the next video. Thank you guys. Bye.